Hello, I am Sean Gatto. I'm the Technology Director, and thank you for taking the time to listen to my board report. I would like to start off with what is easily the largest project the Technology Department has undertaken in my 14 years here in the district. This project was the addition of the interactive whiteboards to each classroom within the district. This project didn't start out quite as large as what it ended up being. Originally, the plan was just to install the interactive whiteboards over our existing blackboards or whiteboards, which is what happens in many other school districts who adopt interactive boards. However, we made the decision that since we only get one chance to do this, we were going to do it right. So we made the decision to completely remove all of the old slate and whiteboards and replace them with the interactive boards as well as new whiteboards in every classroom. This involved my department reaching out to and contacting multiple contractors to facilitate the removal of the old boards, repairing the large holes that were in place as a result of this removal, adding electrical for the interactive panels, as well as low voltage wiring, which is your internet wire, painting, and then finally installing and mounting both the interactive boards and the standard whiteboards. Most of these tasks were far outside my wheelhouse in IT, so it made for a very stressful but rewarding project. We also worked very closely with the Buildings and Grounds department in the decision on paint colors, as well as removal of some of the cabinetry within a few of the classrooms that was in the way. As I was walking around during the demo process, I noticed that the state of the American flags in our classroom was not the greatest. So I made the decision to purchase all new American flags for every classroom as part of this project. The shipping delays on the boards, while stressful, worked out in the end as we were able to offer numerous training times and days prior to the start of school, as well as were able to get the boards installed the day that they arrived and ready for the next day. This, however, even with the training, did come with some struggles, which I'll talk about here in a couple slides. We now have had these boards for a few weeks, so I sent out a survey trying to get some feedback on how these boards have impacted or transformed instruction in the classrooms. Please take a moment to go ahead and read some of the positive feedback from the teaching staff on these boards. As you read through these, with all of the positive feedback that we have, as with any new initiative, there's always hang-ups and other negative impacts. I have listed some of those here. In general, the negative feedback is centered around a few key areas. One being the lack of time and exposure to the boards to learn how to use them prior to them being put into a live environment. While we offered many opportunities for training, this could not replace the exposure and the ability to use the boards in the context in which they would be using them during their day-to-day instruction. Another being the fact that the boards being located in the front of the classroom and being touchscreen, the staff feel tethered to it and unable to move around like they used to. We have addressed this problem and have purchased and are currently deploying Android tablets that can be used to control and interact with their whiteboards while walking around the room. This provides the ability for teachers to have a more interactive instruction with the students. They can also use these tablets to have the students answer questions and do things on the board without leaving their seat. And lastly, there are some minor glitches and bugs with the software or parts of the boards that the developers are working hard to repair and make more functional for us. The other projects that we completed over the summer in conjunction with the interactive whiteboard project are the rewiring of the new edition. When the rest of the building was rewired in 2021 as part of the Health Life Safety project, this section of the building was not completed. All of the existing cables were demoed and the new wiring was ran to each classroom and office. We also ran additional cable for all wireless access points in each building to help future-proof us, allowing for 6G speeds over the existing wireless network. We are not currently in a place where all of our student devices support 6G, but in the next 2 to 3 years, this will be the standard on any devices that we have in district. We modified our technology department ticket system to allow for use by the Buildings and Grounds department, helping them move away from emailed work orders. This was done in an effort to help them improve their systems and processes to facilitate a higher level of service. Also within district, we had historically used a piece of software called Clever. This piece of software performed multiple functions. It allowed for automatic rostering of our students into a large portion of the software that we use in district, as well as a student portal where the students were able to quickly access the software they use in class. Clever was primarily used in K-6, even though it did have software on it that we deployed for K-12. This summer, we replaced Clever with a piece of software called ClassLink. This software performs all of the same functions as well as some additional functions. It has a much larger list of integrations with the software that we currently use, so we are able to roster almost all of our used software through ClassLink. ClassLink also has a staff version of the portal, which allows staff to have the same easy access to use software as the students do, which also helps increase adoption of this across K-12 as opposed to just at the elementary school, as the staff are using the same software as the students. It also has the added functionality of automatically logging in students and staff to their software when clicking on the icons. In regard to the strategic areas of performance, culture, and systems, we have developed rigorous department improvement goals, are focusing on a culture of service and support. And what I mean by that is, what can we do to ensure that our end users are having the best and most positively impactful experience, as opposed to what just gets the job done. And also increasing the coordination between the technology department and the teaching staff directly in order to help them improve their ability to effectively use technology in their daily instruction. And this concludes the Technology Department Board Report.